Good morning, Central. My name is Jack Sabo, and today I'm joined by Father Michael Darcy. November is Vocation Awareness Month, so we're bringing you a bunch of different vocations from teachers, faculty, and staff throughout the month. Well, Father Darcy, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So I guess my first question is, if I were to ask you, what is your vocation? What would you say?
Simply put, I'm a Catholic priest.
Awesome. And tell me a little bit about what that entails.
I say masses, I hear confessions, I talk to people trying to live the gospel, I try to help them out. I try to live the gospel myself, of course, first and foremost. And then since February of this year, February last semester, I've been a teacher at Central Catholic High School.
Yeah, and talk to me a little bit about that teaching experience and how you try to live out that gospel in the classroom.
It's kind of a summary of what it's like to be a priest. It's inspiring, it's fun, it's challenging, it's difficult. It's a roller coaster of emotion, as anybody in my classes can tell you. Yeah.
Absolutely. You said it was a roller coaster. Obviously, roller coasters have their ups and downs. Tell me a little bit about some of the challenges that come along with your vocation.
Well, the challenge and the joy is the same. It's like sort of struggling to get guys to get close to the Word of God. I love the Word of God. I love the Word of God in all its forms, like in the Bible, in the Blessed Sacrament, Christ Himself. And what I love about my life is being as close as possible to that, being as faithful to that as I can. And I'm always trying to communicate some of my joy. I'm trying to turn my joy into another person's joy so that they can draw close to Christ too and be as inspired by Him as I am.
Yeah, talk a little bit about your inspiration for kind of joining the priesthood, growing closer to God.
Well, I was a young guy, not much older than the average Central Catholic student. Although a little older, I was in college. And I was involved in young guy shenanigans, just like anybody else.
Absolutely.
And I just sort of found at one point in my life that I needed help. I felt lost.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the friends I'd made through those shenanigans, all those friendships kind of fell apart a little bit. And I felt very alone, and I knew I needed help. And I made a certain realization that stuck with me ever since. Something that seems obvious, but it wasn't obvious to me until I thought about it. It was the fact that, every creature that exists knows how to be itself. Trees know how to be themselves. Polar bears know how to be themselves. Dolphins know how to be themselves. Birds of the sky know how to, but human beings don't know how to be. We humans don't know how to be ourselves. And I realized that that's what I had discovered. And so I knew I needed help. And that's why I understood all at once, like why we have wisdom, why we have guidance, but then also I understood the logic of Christianity, because the idea of Christianity, it was God becomes man in order to show us how to be human beings. And so I understood why Christianity is the way it is, and also, just as importantly, why I needed it. And I wasn't totally convinced at that point, but I was eager for it. I knew I needed help. And I think there was an essential openness that kind of got me to where I needed to be.
Awesome. And as we kind of wrap up here, if you had one piece of advice for Central students who maybe are looking to find God or looking to kind of discern their vocation, what would it be?
Just be open. Just settle down, be faithful, listen, and be open.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that and for coming on the show.
It's been my pleasure.
Thanks for watching the Viking News Network. We won't have a VNN show tomorrow, so on behalf of the entire VNN team, have a happy Thanksgiving. And thanks again for Father Darcy for coming on the show today.
It's been my pleasure.
Thank you.